Oh.
Oh my gosh, I can see!
Oh my god!
Yes! Wow.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Pancis. If it's your first time tuning in, please be sure to smash that subscribe button. If not, thanks for your continued support. You guys can always follow me at Pancis on Instagram as well. If you have any other questions or you guys want to reach out to me directly, I always try to respond there. Check out all the links down in the description below, and let's hop into today's video. I don't know how today's video is going to end up, but the plan here is to go ahead and remove the front bumper and headlights on my 2008 Saab 9.5, which I purchased off Copart a couple years ago. This car we rebuilt twice now from a front end accident, and when we got new headlights for it, apparently it came from a junkyard, so who knew? I didn't know what the conditions were like. We restored the lenses at the time, but at this point the lights seem to be pointing at the ground, off to the side, everywhere that they're not supposed to be pointing. So I'm gonna go ahead today, take apart the front bumper and remove the headlights and try to disassemble them to see what exactly is going on. So let's hop into this. Hopefully we have a turnout, and hopefully there's something we can get out of this video. In another episode coming up, this car is moving to Florida, so we have the last final review of things to do, and that's gonna be the serpentine belt, and I also bought Powerflex's polyurethane bushing, it's not a bushing, but torque mount. So we're gonna replace the original torque mount to upgrade that as well, and this car should be all sorted out to go for its final move. So let's hop into this. I'll stop talking. All right guys, so before we put on a time lapse here, it's pretty straightforward to remove the front bumper on your 2006 to 2009 Saab 9.5, and it's pretty much the same concept for the older generation. But real quick, the top of the bumper cover here on the radiator support frame here is a couple clips and fasteners, and then when you go to the side here inside the wheel well, you have a couple screws here. Same on the passenger side, and then of course underneath there's as well a couple fasteners, and then this front bumper cover should just slide right off. Pretty straightforward, and then that will expose all of the fasteners for inside to get the headlight assembly off the car. Alright guys, so that was pretty quick, pretty straightforward. Just careful when you guys do remove this that some of the water lines and of course the harness for the fog lights still run down. So just gently kind of place it to the side here where it's not stretching everything, but just chilling. So here we go. This car here, if you guys haven't followed at all, you guys can still see a little resemblance of what left over from the original accident from Copart. Like, this pushed in a little bit, but not enough to like really cause an issue. I mean, like, if we wanted to really make this perfect here, you know, we can pull this back out, but I don't have a frame puller, so that's just kind of why it was left. But listen, it's still in place, still doing what it's supposed to do as a, you know, structurally whatever bumper, whatever. We're not talking about that. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to take off these headlights and disassemble them. So this is pretty straightforward. Now we have a bolt underneath here, which is there, and then we also have this, and then the top. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Let's rock it out. Alright guys, so a couple updates for you on this from the last video. When I did the last video, I think I was only adjusting this part of the headlight, I believe. I'm not sure. or maybe this. I don't remember anymore, but I'm just kind of messing around with everything. I took all the headlights out, the bulbs. The bulb in here was in there crooked, so obviously I need to address that. They're both H7, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah, this is bent out of place here, so that's not that good. Let's see. This is H7. Yeah, 2 H7 bulbs in here. So yeah, let's I'm gonna continue to mess around and see how this plays out. But yeah, this wasn't looking so hot originally here. But yeah, I'm messing with these adjustments and just trying to like inspect everything, see how it all looks. These internal pieces are not loose by any means, so they're not broken. So yeah, I don't really know what to say other than let's just adjust everything a little bit and see where it takes us. All right, boys, so we made some progress here. I got this aftermarket LED light in there a little bit. I did do some adjusting on here to make sure everything was working. So curious to know if that did anything. This high beam light was actually completely out of sorts, not in there properly, so I went ahead and fixed that. This light is in now secured. I just taped this because I cut this originally for this wiring to kind of squeeze through without interfering with that seal there. So that's all good. I'm gonna plug this back in and just test it out, make sure it's working, and then we'll just go ahead and do the same thing on the passenger side. All right, guys, so I didn't secure it in there yet, but let's just turn it on, make sure everything's working. So it's still in the garage, it's up close, but it just seems much brighter. Everything's working there, which is solid. I'm gonna go ahead now and do the same thing on this side, make sure everything is good, and go from there. Hopefully we'll drive this thing tonight. Hopefully my sister-in-law who drives this thing can see actually at night and have no more complaints. We don't like complaints, so hopefully this addresses everything. I think it will. I mean, just knowing that these weren't in there properly, which they weren't, maybe that fixes it. Just on the record, who knows? Let's get into this one. Alright, this is no serious joke. I must have really messed this up when I installed everything. I mean, look at this. I didn't even touch anything yet, guys, so that could definitely be an issue with high beams. And then we're gonna go ahead now and address the LED light, which if you guys want to really know what I did on the other side is I just kind of remangled this metal piece to secure it in since it's a little bit larger. So let's see if that fixes that. Looks like all this whole time this issue is because of me, my fault, so I apologize, Nikki, if you're watching this video. Alright guys, everything's nicely secured again. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust this in place, fasten everything. This is a little broken, so maybe I can figure out how to rig this in there, and we'll go from there. Plastic cracked on that. Anyways, let's just test this out before I figure this part out. Alright, so brights are definitely much brighter. This light is still kind of facing to the right side of the car, so that is for sure an internal component adjustment. So let's see if it's yeah, it's like kind of pushed back that way. So let's see if I can adjust that before we finalize this. This side's looking really good. I mean, those brights are definitely brighter. Everything's looking pretty good over here. So this light, you guys can see, is kind of facing properly. If I go over here, this light is kind of facing over to the right of the car instead of in front of it. So kind of interesting. I'm gonna adjust. There's an adjustment right here, which I didn't touch the last time we did this. So maybe we mess with that guy. All right, so I think I made some progress as to what's going on here. This is the outside of the car. This is towards the driver's side of the car. Remember, we're looking at this upside down in reverse. So right now the headlight is pushing that side of the car when we want it to be close to this side. So if I push this like this, which is pushing the light angle towards the driver's side, it's coming right back into where it shouldn't be. So clearly we have a disconnect issue going on internally here that we need to address. So I'm gonna just kind of work on this. Let me see if I pull this guy off, what it looks like. Take the light out, this out of the way. Let's see now. No, those are two separate units. Two separate units, okay. All right, guys, I think we got good news here. Let me show you what I did. It should be good. Let's hope. We're gonna test it right now. So I can no longer push on this. If you guys notice, I put a screw in here that was threaded through a little slot. You guys can see it, and I gently just kind of screwed it down to snuff up onto the internal of the light here, so it doesn't pop back in, and it stays right where it should. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that kind of angles the light back in, because the elevation of the light seemed fine. It was just pointing to the right because that was obviously broken inside. So hopefully that works. Let's put the light back in and we'll give it a test and see if that light is beaming right in front of the car, just like the driver's side is. Fingers crossed, guys. Let's do it. Alright, so it was a little bit better. The light was a little bit more elevated, which was another problem. It's still a little further out, so what we're going to try to do here, this side is actually still intact versus this side is completely busted. You guys can hear it. You guys can hear it there, completely broken. This side is still intact, so I'm going to try to bring this side of the assembly in to try to continue to rotate that light over. So let me work on that for a few minutes. We'll give you another update. Alright guys, so I did some more adjustments on this just now. It brought everything in a lot nicer, so hopefully we have some good stuff here now. So let me go ahead. I just glued this piece on, this plastic piece here that kind of secures this top bolt. It was loose, causing that to vibrate. So hopefully that holds. I'm gonna let that dry. I cleaned the surface up nicely. We'll let that dry a little bit and put everything back together now. So let's rock it out, boys. I think we got her fixed up. Some of the bulbs weren't in there properly. We made some adjustments to the internal housing, and the rest should be history now. So hopefully we got her done. Let's rock it out. dry over here with the screw, so I'm not gonna go ahead and install that yet. But I will go ahead and lower this car off the ramps, give this thing the final inspection. Everything is nice and secured and looking pretty good. So I can actually say, just from being in here, that the lights are so much brighter and that the high beams are actually working at this point, unlike previous, since they were all in there loose, so that's good. So anyways, stay tuned for the next episode, guys. In the next video with this car, like I said earlier in the video, we're going to do the serpentine belt and the torque mount, and she's going to be wrapped up and ready to go for her trip to Florida here in just about 2-3 weeks. So ready to go, finished. I got one major announcement coming into the next video, so be sure to stay tuned for that video. Some big things going on in the next couple weeks. So I want to do some announcements. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We finally got our headlights to work properly. I'm looking forward to taking it out tonight. So before I actually end off the video, I'm going to leave you off here. We're going to take this thing for a cruise tonight, maybe for dinner or something when it gets dark outside, and give you guys the final exterior nighttime glance. I really think we saved ourselves with this. It was worth the time taking this apart, so stay tuned. Oh
my gosh, I can see!
Oh my god!
Yes. Wow.
So we took a family dinner out, and we got all the Saabs out tonight.
Gosh, you can see.
How are those lights up there?
It says front light failure, but
That's we gotta get a new resistor.
yeah, I'm gonna ignore that.
Hit the power button on the radio. Oh my god, look at those lights!
Wow, I can see.
You better go before my mom cuts you off then.
There's the other Saabie boys.
Wow, look at that.
We took the Saabie out. Wow.
Wow. We're gonna go-
Wow.
Right.
Whoa.
Woo! This is what it's like to drive at night.
Now hit the,
See?
well, don't hit the high beams yet because there's a car, but when the car passes.
Wow,
let's see
there's an
What a
insanely
difference,
noticeable
Kyle. This
difference.
is amazing.
Very good. Hit the light, high beams. Yes! Nice.
Alright, now turn them off.
Alright.
To turn the high beams off. Let me see the auto.
We'll leave you guys off on that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next video. Thanks.
Wow.
Big changer, huh?
I didn't know you were filming.
Amazing. Yeah, we're filming.